Hello everyone. Today our topic is the application of voluntary health insurance scheme in Hong Kong. Original health insurance scheme is the insurance companies sold the health insurance directly to the individuals, which is not standardized and low participation. Voluntary Health Insurance Scheme, so-called VHIS, is a policy initiative implemented by the Food and Health Bureau to regulate indemnity hospital insurance plans offered to individuals by insurance companies. The participation by insurance companies and consumers is voluntary. Under VHIS, the participating insurance companies offer certified individual indemnity hospital insurance plans for consumers to purchase voluntarily. According to the governments, the objectives of the VHIS are to enhance the protection level of hospital insurance products. Second, it provides the public with an additional choice of using private healthcare services through hospital insurance. Third, it relieves the pressure on the public healthcare system in the long run. The next part is the voluntary health insurance types and consumption in Hong Kong. Under VHIS, there are two types of certified plans, namely the standard plan and flexi plans. For standard plans, the term and benefits are standardized with prescribed minimum, such as minimum benefits coverage and amounts. Standard plan is fixed in product design and adheres to the minimum complying requirements of VHIS, except for some minor allowable variations. The standard plans offered by different VHIS providers should be largely the same in product design. For the flexi plans, they must provide basic protection equal to standard plan coverage, plus a flexible top-up protection to suit the market needs, subject to certain rules set out by Food and Health Bureau. FlexiPlan is more flexible for product design and offers protections and benefits that exceed the standard plan. This means that all FlexiPlans must provide basic protection equal to standard plan plus some top-up protection, such as some high benefits limit and broader benefits coverage. Flexi plans can be very different from one to another due to diverse design and top-up protection to provide more product choices. Here's an example for the standard plans. The left-hand side is the AIA Voluntary Health Insurance Standard Scheme, and the right-hand side is the Manulife Shelter VHIS Standard Plan. As you can see, the premium that's paid by the same age and same sex are quite similar. And here is an example for flexi plans. The left-hand side is the AIA Voluntary Health Insurance Flexi Scheme, and the right-hand side is a Manulife First VHIS Flexi Plan. As you can see, the premium of two companies could be really different. And next part is the voluntary insurance consumption in Hong Kong. As at March 30 in 2020, the number of policies under certified plans reached 522,000. Among those issued by 502,000 policies, 97% of them purchased flexi plans, and the others purchased standard plans. More than half of the insured are aged below 40, and more than one-third are aged below 30 for the VHIS consumers.
Talk about the problem of VHIS and analysis. The criteria of the plan to be successful, that is successfully to share the risk of insurance, are there are numerous citizens which are young and healthy joining the plan, and also people who did not join any insurance plan before joining the VHIS. However, people who are actually willing to insure probably be citizens who have already purchased private health insurance to transfer their plan, high awareness of wellness and health, relatively stable and compatible in financial condition, and also the elderly. Why are other citizens not joining the program? As young and healthy people have a lower chance of being admitted to hospital, and for high-risk people, they may not afford to the insurance premium, and also the insurance amount may not be sufficient to cover all the medical expenses. Therefore, they still have an intention to consult public medical services. Then it fails to achieve the goal to encourage citizens switching to private medical service. The channel is the insufficiency of members increase the risk of insurance companies. They have to evaluate risk of each client, so a higher management and administrative fee. Then they charge a high price, so less people joining, and so on. The conclusion is unable to share the medical burden. We can estimate by assuming most Hong Kongers are risk averse. The risk premium, which is the amount they are willing to pay for joining VHIS program, is EF points. However, the insufficient number of insurers leads to a higher insurance price, as I mentioned. This belief that not the price set higher than the insurance premium, so not many citizens are joining the VHIS. Secondly, we will talk about the problem of moral hazard. Customers will have a hidden action. With the protection of insurance, individuals will realize their constraint of their behavior. This because even if they go to the hospital, they will have the insurance company to pay for themselves. Insurance companies have no way to directly control the behavior of them. The medical service providers may provide excess medical service and overcharge to increase their revenue. Patients will abuse and claim excessive medical service compensation from insurers. They may choose some services which are relatively low risk and easy to abuse, such as outpatient service and diagnostic tests. The insured can be guided through the mechanism designed to achieve the effects of regulating the insured behaviors. The mechanism usually adopted by insurance companies is cost sharing or risk sharing, such as setting the insurance claiming ceiling and adjusting the reimbursement ratio. Lastly, there are other problems of insurance. For example, declinature, which is refusal of people joining the insurance program, setting a low limit of compensation, a very strict claiming requirements, and also setting a limit for doctors to issue sick leave. Therefore, the public has a poor trust in medical insurance, resulting in the low number of private insurance.
We are going to propose a policy that the government could develop insurance with different premiums. Currently, VHIS has two standards only, which are standard plan and flexible plan. However, they cannot cover some citizens' healthcare demand. For example, some citizens they intended to pay high premium to obtain more coverage and high compensation. In contrast, some citizens they want to pay less as they do not have enough income or not sufficient savings. Let's take a look for the below graph. The average premium after 65 increased dramatically, especially for male. The premium increased by about 100%. The details of our policy is that several standards of premium levels included in there. It also includes low premium with small amount of compensation, and also high premium with a large amount of compensation and coverage. Consumers could also pay extra fee for more coverage if they purchase the more expensive plan. Our policy referred to the paper called Premium Levels and Demand Response in Health Insurance, published in 2017. It proposed that the effects of reference price when customers choose insurance. Reference price is the original price when price changes. For example, when price increases from 50 to 100, the reference price is 50. Take a look for this graph. When premium increase, some consumers will swap to other plan. However, when premium drops, more consumers intended to swap to this plan. It implies that when price decreases, the percentage change in quantity is larger. On the other hand, when the reference premium level is relatively low, the premium change will lead to larger change in quantity. These two points are similar with the elasticity of demand. In our model, for simplicity, we assume there are two premium levels only here. Denotes the low premium SPL, high premium SPH, the original premium SPO. We also assume that the higher demand citizens will buy insurance with high premium, while lower demand citizens will buy insurance with low premium only. These are our model. The last one is the situation before the policy implement. The right one is the situation after the policy implement. You can notice that the consumer surplus of higher demand citizens decreased a little bit. However, for the lower demand citizens, their consumer surplus increased a lot, and also their quantity demanded increased a lot. For implications, although the quantity of high premium insurance decreased, more citizens with lower demand could purchase their own insurance. On the other hand, the original goal of VHIS also satisfied because more citizens can own their own insurance. And third, the total consumption could also increase, and finally, the consumption increase, and therefore the consumer surplus can increase. For benefits, more citizens could choose the suitable and affordable insurance plan for them, and therefore increase the consumer surplus. Second, more citizens purchase insurance. It means that they can transfer to the private hospital, which decrease the pressure of private hospital and the private health system. And lastly, when low-income citizens own their insurance, they could obtain certain treatments or surgeries in a shorter queue, which means they could wait in a shorter time.
Let's talk about the experience of other countries in their public insurance. I will summarize their policies in 3 aspects: pricing, coverage, and the prospects. Firstly, for the pricing, Australia adopts a lifetime health cover, which means a person who purchased their insurance after 30 years old has to pay 2% more for each coming years. It would encourage people who are young or have low risk to purchase their insurance as early as possible. Also, premium have to approved by Department of Health of Australia, so that the price will be clear for the consumers. Also, for Netherlands, they set up a maximum premium rate so that the price can be controlled. The next issue is the coverage issue. For Australia and Singapore, the insurance mainly cover hospitalized or some expensive medical service. On the other hand, some clinicals or some healthcare service has to pay by consumers or private insurance. There is deductible VHIS, which means that there is a low limit for the compensation to the insured as a cost-sharing scheme. This measure ensures the insured claims when it is necessary and prevent overclaiming. Cost is shifted to reduce adverse selection. Also, equity is another aspect the public insurance should consider, especially for the elderly or low-income group. Due to high risk or high premium, they are the group who cannot purchase a suitable insurance with a reasonable or affordable price. Let's see how Netherlands and Australia enhance equity. For Netherlands, they introduced MOOC scheme, which age or sickness group are subsidized by private and the public insured. For Australia, risk selection or discrimination according to sex, age, or health status is prohibited. Also, they set up a minimum requirement of the benefit, which must be fulfilled. Everyone from every group would enjoy basic security, and the insurance company cannot refuse to purchase due to their background, so that equity is enhanced.